Oh man, what is going on, man? This is impromptu as heck. Just was sitting here just thinking, and all of a sudden this 2K thing just popped up on the screen, and I knew that they had announced because we just started taking pre-orders at work today, and because one of my associates called me and asked me what she wanted, I wanted her to focus on because my store is like one of the biggest 2K stores in the area, so we do really well with this title. And I didn't know the details of everything that was going on. I knew there was going to be a standard edition. I knew there was going to be the legendary edition, which is always that $100 edition. And yo, what's up, D? What's up? Hey, what's up, guys? Man, I really appreciate you guys coming through. So I knew that there was going to be different versions of this game. I just didn't expect this. Like, we literally are going to have four versions of this game, two next gen, or well, three versions. We're going to have one current gen of the legendary edition, which is the Mamba edition, and then we're going to have a current gen and a next gen version of the normal version. And the next gen version is going to be what, $10 more? Okay. Yeah, you guys didn't hear me at first because I'm still like very new to StreamYards, and I didn't add myself into the call, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I didn't say anything early in the beginning. I was basically just rambling among myself about this type of thing that's going on. But yeah, so we got this Mamba edition that is $100, which typical. That's what I kind of thought it would be. I applaud them for making Kobe Bryant that version of the game. He was already on the cover one time before. Shout out to Sim with the $4 sticker super chat. Man, really appreciate that, man. Really, really do. But it's really interesting that how next gen is probably going to play itself out. So this game isn't going to have smart delivery on it. They pretty much came out and outright said that already. And the reason is because they're basically going to charge you more for the next gen version. Now, they're saying that they're building this from the ground up to take advantage of next gen, which most of us really do want. We do want next gen systems to take advantage of the new Xbox when it comes out, take advantage of the new PS5 when it comes out. And that is really, really cool. It is nice to hear that a developer is doing that. And I'm not even really kind of pissed about them making it $10 more, because I think games have been $60 for a very long time. And, sooner or later, they were going to pass that on to us, the actual consumers, to pay for it, which isn't a horrible thing. But the biggest thing that I don't like about it is the only way you can get the upgrade and not have to pay twice for the game is if you get the $100 version of the game. Now, their line of thinking on this probably could be the fact that most people that buy 2K, they buy that $100 edition. Like the $100 edition, at least in my instance, at my store, in my area, literally outsells the normal edition probably 4 to 5 to 1. It's ridiculous how many more people buy that $100 version of the game. What's going on, Invader, man? Really, thanks for shooting through, man. But it's very crazy how those numbers are skewed between the two different versions of the game. For $100, they do give you a lot of extra stuff. You get the Mamba packs, you get a whole bunch of stuff. You get VC. I don't know if that's something they're going to do this time around. More than likely they are. They give you a big lump sum version of it for you can spend it on your character in game. So it's always a good value. But now they're tying the value of the $100 version to you being able to use the ability to play the same game on next generation hardware, which I didn't expect them to do. I was really thinking that they were just going to make it so maybe you would just buy the game and do what EA did by a certain point of time. You have to probably to the next one comes out to be able to upgrade for free. No, they're going to give it to you day one, but you just got to spend $100 to get that version of the game. And I guess it's going to be a code in the box that's going to unlock the next gen version of the game when it does release for you to play. And it is cool that all of your progress will move forward. depending on what family of consoles you're in. So if you're on PS4, you're going to be able to move all your My Team stuff over to the PS5. Same thing with Xbox, moving on over to the Xbox Series X, which is really cool. But I'm really not feeling you having to spend $100 just to get a feature that most games are going to give you straight out of just buying a normal version of the game. That is something that just really truly does not sit with me. What's up, Slow-Mo? You want to get it? If you're at home, man, you want to jump in here and get on this, man. This just, you know, I'm a huge 2K person, and this just got to me like really quick. So if you want to jump in here, let me know and I'll shit you the DM so you can jump in here and talk about it with me. But yeah, man, I would have just made a video about this, but it kind of just hit me, and I was like, no, man, I just want to talk about this and get this out the way, get it out there for people to talk about. Because by the time I made a video on it, it would have been like tomorrow or next week, because Slow-Mo knows I'm very slow in making videos. They're good videos, but I'm really slow in producing them and getting them out in a timely manner. You're not home, Slow-Mo? Cool. Well, we can always do something later on, like whenever. We could talk about this more. But it's just really disappointing to see that this is something that 2K decided to do. Like I said, it's not a problem with the game being more expensive for the lower end. $70 to play the game is not a problem. The problem is when you have to go out and upgrade with the bigger version of the game. And like I said, more people buy that version for $100 than they do the normal version. But now even people that are thinking about buying next gen, I'm just going to tell them to buy the $100 version. Even if you don't know if you're going to upgrade to the Series X or the PS5 day one, don't waste money by getting the cheaper version, because you're basically going to pay more money if you want to jump over to the next platform within that calendar year of the game being out. And I just think that's really crappy. Let me see. What's up, Papa? Thanks for the $4 super chat, Forte. Let me see. Forte, I'm gonna need you to live stream more from you. Hey, Kay, appreciate this though. What do you think about Jess Corton say that the median is going to be 30 FPS? Look, man, a lot of games are going to be doing this. I'm not really. I get if you're really interested in a game like this, that kind of bums you out. I mean, I'm definitely interested in it, but it's not like one of the games that's like super at the top of my list of games that I want to play. But if it is a game that you are really interested in, yeah, man, it really just, that does suck, you know, because next gen is supposed to be all about performance and just the ability to enjoy your games more. And that is something that 60 frames per second and better fidelity brings. So I don't know what the direction of the developers are. Like I said, I would wait for that to be confirmed directly from the developer themselves before you like kind of, you know, jump down their throat about it. But usually when Jess says stuff like this, it's 100% right and everything. So it does suck that that's happening, but it also comes down to if it's available on PC, which I think this is going to be in Game Pass, if I remember. Play it on PC. Get Game Pass Ultimate over there. Play at the fidelity that you want to. Play at the resolution and frame rate you want to, and then you won't even have a problem. But it does suck, though, for the people that are really interested in the game like that. Slow-Mo says, I don't mind the price increase. Actually, full price games haven't increased in a really long time, and maybe these games will be less relevant on scummy tactics to make more. I agree 100%. I don't think this is going to change their thought process on how VC has worked in the game, because VC is their cash cow. You know, just like Grand Theft Auto uses shark cards to monetize that game beyond all belief, because, you know, Grand Theft Auto has sold over 130 something million copies. Most of that isn't due to the fact that they just bought the game. Most of it is because they bundled the game with a shark card, and the shark card is basically what you're paying for, and they're just giving you a copy of GTA. GTA at this point is kind of a free-to-play game. The fact that it was in Game Pass not too long ago, it might still be there. I don't think it is, but the fact that it was in there is kind of telling. And then on top of that, they are just selling the game, I think $29.99, $19.99. I mean, you're literally buying a shark card at this point, and that's how they're really boosting the sales of that game. But Grand Theft Auto deserves it because it's one of the best games that came out last generation, and we're going to be able to play it for a completely other generation. But when it comes down to that, that's interesting. But when it comes down to the price increase, like I said, I'm not mad about the $70 because, like I said, we've been paying $60 for a very long time, and this has been coming. This has literally been writing's been on the wall for a while at this point. So it really just comes down to saving your money. I think this is going to make physical copies even more of a valuable thing because people are going to want to hold on to those games to be able to trade their old ones in to get money off of their new ones when they do it. Unless they introduce a way of getting your games cheaper by buying them digitally, then I can see people buying more physical because $70 for the base version of a game without any type of headway on it, it's kind of going to be rough for a lot of people, especially during this climate. What's up, B? Yeah, we talking 2K, bro. We talking about this 2K, man. We talking about your favorite game. We talking about how do people feel that you are being forced, if you want to upgrade your game, to have to buy that $100 version. If you want to jump in, bro, I'll send you a link so you can jump in and we could kick back and forth about it. But yeah, but like I said, I don't have a problem with any of that. My biggest problem is, you're forced to pay the $100 if you want to just move over. Let me take this off the screen. If you just want to move your stuff over. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people are going to be a little upset with, even knowing most people buy the $100 version already. So in their eyes, they probably don't think it's anything wrong with that. But there are a lot of people that do buy just the base version of the game because they don't see any value in some of the add-ons that they give you with that $100 version. Yes, they give you a crap ton of VC, but let's be for real. You can spend $100 with the base version of the game and get a lot more VC separately than you can in that $100 version. If you only go in for the VC, just get the $60 version, or in this case, the $70 version, buy a crap ton of VC, and you're making it. The only reason that $100 version is really a value is just if you want all the extra collectible stuff that only comes in that edition, because you can't buy that stuff separately when it hits the game. So now they're adding another bonus to it, which in some people's eyes won't be a bonus. You gotta, if you want to upgrade, gotta buy that version of the game. All right, got you, B. All right, we're gonna get Mr. 2K in here. Get Mr. 2K up in here. But yeah, it's let's see. Edit. Oh, there it is. Invite. Had to remember how to do it. I'm just going to drop it in the Brap chat. So if anybody that's in the Brap chat wants to jump in, they can definitely do it. So we can have conversation. Let's see, paste. All right, B, it's in the Brap chat, so join up when you're done. So I don't know, guys, what do you guys think about this? The biggest thing for me is I just think a lot of people aren't going to like that they're forced to do something that they probably don't want to do. So that's the real crux for me during this whole situation. What is see. What up, Rob Jones? It's like the Assassin's Creed Black Flag all over again. Do you think, Mariana, do you think with the standard prices increasing, the higher editions are going to go up as well? No, they announced today that the $100 edition is going to be the same on both platforms, which another thing is kind of surprising to me because you're raising the price of the standard, but you're leaving the Ultimate or the Legend edition, which is the Mamba edition this year, you're leaving that the same, which lets me know that you kind of just sitting there saying, well, this is enough value, but just the perceived value of being able to move over to a new platform is the main reason that you're doing that. So they already said they're not raising the price on that. What up, Analog, man? Appreciate you stopping by, man. Good. Yo, Beat Money's here.
Yo, what up?
Big money. Hold on. Let me put some headphones on because you are coming through. Very unprofessional streamer here. Let's see here. Switch this over. Yo.
What up?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yo, so what's up, man? Happy 2K Day to you, brother.
Yeah, man. It's exciting time, man.
How you hey, first of all, how you feel about them making Kobe Bryant the $100 edition this year?
Hey, man, it only made sense. You know what I mean? You know, Kobe's been on the cover before, but you know what I mean, with everything that happened and you know, with Kobe passing, it was only right to put Kobe on the cover. I would have loved to see Vince Carter get some love too, but it kind of is what it is. But it only made sense that Kobe was on there, man.
Yeah, I agree. Vince Carter kind of was having this farewell season this year, and then it all just went to crap because of the virus. So I know he's still. Did he officially say he's retiring after this year? Because I know he said he was mulling it over.
Yeah, he announced it 2 days ago that he was officially retiring.
Oh, so he's officially done. Yeah, that would have been. They could at least done. I mean, I guess the whole Kobe Bryant thing is so much bigger than anything because I could see them doing like 2 covers, like you know how they did the reverse slip covers before. They could do one side with Vince, one side with Kobe. But I think the way Kobe situation happened just so abruptly is just. I mean, it was a good move.
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you think about? Now, like, first of all, we all know, and I know you always buy the $100 version of the game, so you're not going to be affected by this no way whatsoever.
Right,
you already good, and I already told everybody in this chat, like most people, the true hardcore 2K people, they buy that $100 version. I literally sell probably 5 to 1, which is ridiculous. That many more copies of the $100 edition than I do the standard edition. Usually, the standard edition catches up throughout the year. Most people buy it, but day one buyers is usually really highly skewed towards the $100 version of the game. So what do you think about what 2K is doing to say if you want to play next gen and not pay for it, that's the version you have to get?
Hey man, I kind of saw this coming. You know what I mean? I felt like you know, they were being super quiet on this whole, you know what I mean, smart delivery or like the free upgrade for next generation. And I felt like, you know, they were going to try to weasel a way in to get people to, you know, give them some money to step in the next gen. So, you know, previously they did like a $20 upgrade, like if you're going from one gen to the next or whatever. So this is kind of more in line with that, you know what I mean? Because they're increasing the base price of the next generation game to $70. And then they kind of kept the Legend Edition at $100. So it's a $30 difference there. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you were going to go into next gen and buy the game anyway, $30 isn't that much. If you play just about any mode beyond just, you know, playing online head to head, you're going to spend money on VC anyway. So, I mean, you're kind of stepping right into that $100 range. So it just depends on how they package that Legend Edition, because they really haven't given any details as far as what comes in that Legend Edition or what they're doing as far as the additional features with Kobe being on the cover. So we got to kind of see how the details unfold with that. But I kind of expected something like this to happen.
Yeah, I just don't think a lot of people expected it like this year. I think that's what it has. Because like I said, once Sean Layton last week or earlier this week came out with that interview where he's talking about game prices and games having shorter play times. Like we were talking about this on Brap yesterday, and the availability of how developers are putting so much money into these games and the ROI and return on them. That's why you're not getting short, 15-hour campaigns and stuff. That's why they're really diving into those over 100 hours. And I even use 2K as an example because people that buy 2K play 2K all year round. Like you're one of those people. You play 2K every day.
That's right.
It's like a staple for you.
Yeah, it's like taking vitamins, man. You gotta have one a day, man. So you gotta at least get on there and check out, see what's going on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Shout out to you, Race X Gundam. Thanks for stopping by, man. So Slow-Mo just asked, do we think it will be $69.99 next year too?
oh, for sure. I think I think what this really did was just set the precedent for what next gen pricing is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think you know what I mean, because I think the reason why we haven't really heard much about it is because everyone was talking about smart delivery and like free upgrades or whatever. But I think like when we start seeing games that are only on next gen, they're going to be $70, if not higher.
Right. Yeah, I think, and I was watching IGN's not interview, but their fix on it for today, and they were talking about Assassin's Creed and how they don't think Assassin's Creed will take advantage. They're taking advantage of smart delivery this year, so they don't see a situation where you would go out and spend more money on the next gen version when you could just buy the cheaper version and still get the next gen version for free. So I think games that already announced that they have smart delivery built in, you're not going to have to worry about that going up in price this year. But next year, oh yeah, easily. Because smart delivery isn't going to be a thing really that's going to be talked about next year. I always try to tell people smart delivery is something that they're using as this buzzword to get them from the beginning of the generation into the next year. Because then people aren't going to really care about the games that they've been playing for the last 2-3 months. At that point, you're going to be playing games over the course of that whole year. So those games really don't make that much sense. Of course, there are going to be some games out there that are still going to take advantage of it because they're going to come out like on the cuffs of like still at the beginning of a generation. So I think this is definitely the barometer that everybody was waiting for. Who was going to jump off the bridge first? And 2K did it.
So you don't think, you know, once Assassin's Creed come out for current gen and next gen, you think they're both going to be priced the same?
Okay, so what I think and what I hope happens, I don't think that they are going. No, I don't think they're going to do it. Or actually, I should rename that. I think they are going to do it, but I don't think they should because at a certain point, why would you do it? Now I can see from Madden because Madden had it set into their thing saying if you don't buy by a certain date, then your game doesn't move over. So I can see Madden easily coming out as more for next generation versus just buying a regular gen. But something like Assassin's Creed, where they're basically just saying no matter when you buy the last gen version, you get the upgrade for free, then why would you buy the higher end version if you could just save money and get the upgrade? I mean, that those two things don't make sense to me. Now, this is also another thing. This is the thing that the question people aren't asking. Are you going to be able to stick your Xbox One disc into these new systems? Or is it going to be something like Xbox One where you take your 360 game and it gives you authoritative code that like the game has to be in there, but you download another version of the game? And is that what they're basically doing with all these newer games?
Yeah, because I mean, from what we've seen so far, every game is probably going to launch prior to these consoles coming out. So in that case, then we might see something like that. But let's just say like when Watch Dogs comes out, you think that both current gen and next gen are going to be priced the same, or you think the pricing structure changes then?
Okay, well, let me get this. So shout out to Analog Circle Podcast just with the $5 super chat. Thanks a lot, bro. Just wanted to show some support to you, good brother. Thanks for the level-headed views on the industry. No problem, man. There ain't no reason to be negative out here, man. We all in here just to play games.
That's right.
That's all we here. We as much as I'm upset about 2K doing this, I'm still gonna buy 2K. I was still gonna buy that $100 edition. Like I said, it's not gonna impact me, because I was already in that ecosystem just like B is. But for the people that are thinking about buying next gen, I'm just going to straight out tell people when they're pre-ordering, like, look, even if you thinking about getting an Xbox Series X or a PS5 in the first year that this game is out, just buy the $100 version. Don't waste money. Choke up on that extra $30 now, because why pay an extra $40 later?
Right.
So I agree with that 100%. But no, I think once next gen, answer your question, I think once the next gen gets moving, Oh yeah, all these prices are going to be $10 higher. Every last one of them. I do think that's going to be what next gen is going to be. I think $70 for a game is definitely going to be the new norm. And the funny thing is, I always thought games should probably cost more than controllers.
Yeah,
because controllers cost more than games at this point.
That's right.
So, which I think is going to change. I think controllers are going up in price too. Probably not for Xbox, but definitely for PlayStation. But let's see. Slow-mo. Let me see. Racers. Let me see. Good question. I need to know. Okay.
Because they did announce that there will be like, so smart delivery or the free upgrade won't work if you're going to a different console. Right. So I would assume that there has to be a PS5 and Xbox Series X version of that game on the shelf.
Oh yeah, well this right here answers the question that most people have. Are they going to have Xbox One X or Xbox X Series X games on the shelf? And are they going to have PS5 games on the shelf? Because if you literally see that they're basically telling you there will be a difference in price between these two SKUs. So that means there will definitely be at least 3 SKUs of NBA on the shelf. There will be the Mamba edition that they said will encompass both systems. If you buy it on one, you get it on both. And it will be the standard edition for regular Xbox or PlayStation 4, and then there will be the next gen version for $10 more on both systems. So you're looking at 3 SKUs right there alone. Then that's just yay. Yeah. So let's see. Racer says, not for nothing, but I haven't been hyped over a sports game in eons. They keep recycling the same game. It feels like. So the thing that's so go ahead. You want to answer that, B?
I mean, it's a sports game. So I mean, there's simulation sports games as it is, so there's not going to be like a ton of innovation as far as how the game is played, or a bunch of new features that they're going to be able to add each year, because they still have to make the game semi-realistic. So when it comes to like 2K and stuff like that, there will be different animations and different things you can do as far as calling plays or adding plays to to players and things like that. But when people say like, oh, it's the same game every year, I mean, what more do you expect from a sports game?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I always tell people sports games, I wish sports games could probably be the best version of a service game if they wanted to be, but when you got so many people willing to go out, and this isn't nothing against the people that go out and do it, because the one thing I will say, the people that buy sports games are super loyal to those sports games, and that's why they buy them. But if you have people that's willing to spend the $60 to $100 for a game, they're going to keep doing it until they realize they can't do it. And then that's probably when you'll get the more service model of just update the game organically. Every year you get a patch that gives you the newer, you just basically pay for the upgrades that give you the patches to where all the characters are, any new downloads that they add to the game. It can definitely work in a sports game. So, but I think as long as people are willing to spend that premium dollar, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. So that's definitely the way that's going to be. But
the only way that is ever going to be impacted is if all the people who spend money stop spending money. True. And that's the only way that'll ever be impacted, because I was reading something in regards to sports games every year, and the reason why they continue to make them is because it's not the person who spends the $60 and that's it for them, where they that $60 is enough. They can enjoy the game for what it is and kind of move on to something else. I mean, right. all these games now are made for the people who spend the hundreds and thousands of dollars each year on, building a My Player or buying My Team packs or the MUT packs in Madden, or the same thing in FIFA. That's the reason why these games continue to release each year, because they make billions of dollars off people who continue to spend money. And that's the people that they listen to at the end of the day, as far as like the changes and stuff that they make to the game, the people who spend the most money. There's a big thing the other day about, Madden and them not updating their franchise mode. And all the people who enjoy franchise mode, they're not going to listen to you because you spend $6 and that's it. You are there to enjoy the franchise, which doesn't cost any additional money beyond the $60 that you spent.
Yeah.
But the person who, spends thousands of dollars each year playing MUT, that's the person they're going to listen to.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the person who spends the most money and continues to allow them to have those, great things in life from all the bonuses that they make. So,
yeah, I mean, think about it. That as much as we all hated Call of Duty or Activision release removing single player from Call of Duty, they only did it because that was a version of the game that people, yes, they like it, but it was the least interact version of the game. Now, if they would have did something like that with multiplayer, then you would have seen a boycott beyond all boycotts for that game. It would have been ugly. You want to see change in Call of Duty? You don't release a multiplayer that year, and you will see what utter fire Activision would come under for doing that. But no, you're absolutely right, man. As long as it always goes to the people that are willing to spend the money, and the people that spend the money have the loudest voice, because no matter how loud certain parts of the community are, remember when they removed right around the time when we still had recipes NCAA, because it was, I still think, the better version of football at that point. But remember when we had you can move your character over and everything from college and bring them over to the pros? They took that out. I forget what Madden they took that out. It was like a couple of Maddens before they officially lost the license, or not lost the license, but didn't make it anymore.
Yeah.
People were outraged about that. But what did they come out and say? Not enough people were using the feature. Yep. and that's what kind of spurs these conversations right here. And this goes back to what I was saying. I think it sucks that they're doing this for the $100 version of basically saying you have to get into it. But the market's speaking on this because, like I said, most people that buy this game day one, this doesn't affect.
Yeah.
Does not affect. They looked at those. Look, they look at that same number and they're saying, look, man, about 70% of the people that buy this game day one or within the first week that the game releases, they buy the $100 version. So if we're going to piss off 30% of them, that's okay. They're still going to buy the game. They just now that we just let them know that if you want to be able to move over to the next gen, you got to buy that $100 version. And guess what? They kind of secured themselves some extra sales in revenue by doing that. But then you're going to have those people out there that's going to still cave and buy the $60 version, and they're going to end up buying the game again, which they kind of want you to do too. So they're basically eating from both ponds at this point. But it just sucks that they're actually doing that way. But at least they're being transparent about it. I will give them that. They didn't wait to the 11th hour to basically tell you that the only way you can get a next gen version is if you buy the $100 version.
Right.
So
to answer Racer's question in regards to why they stopped making the NCAA, it's because NCAA Player Association actually voted to give the rights to player likeness in NCAA games. So they would actually have to be forced to pay the players for their likeness. And it was in court for a couple years, but they actually just got it, won the case and approved it. So there is ability to make NCAA games now. They just have to pay the players for the likeness. And that's one of the reasons why they actually stopped making the game initially, is because it was going through litigation.
Yeah, and now that the litigation is finally up, we can hopefully get back to what real football was. Well, now I ain't gonna say real because the thing that made NCAA so good is because it was like Madden was always a year behind NCAA because NCAA was like their testing ground. Any new things that they would do would be in NCAA, and it would get implemented the next year into Madden. And then they would just keep you. So NCAA always felt like it was fresh, it was new. And then on top of college atmosphere, people just enjoyed a college atmosphere more in a video game setting than they did the NFL setting. So yeah, it's just interesting. I can't wait to see when that actually does come back. Let me see. Cool. If they make another NCAA, I might buy that. Plop says, it's not my game, but I'll wait 3 months until it's half price as I do with FIFA. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's the best way to do it. I mean, think about it. Every Black Friday, you can get Madden and NBA for $29.99. Literally not even 2 months after the game come out, you get it for half price. So if you're not one of those diehard people that got to get in day one like B, then I would do that. Slow-mo says, Facey Forte, why buy something you're not going to play? The unfortunate thing is, Slow-mo, you are kind of right on that, but I buy NBA every year along with Madden because my father-in-law is huge into sports, and that's the games that we play when he comes over my house. So I don't play them a lot, but when I do play them, I predominantly play, especially when they first release, I play a lot with him. So that's the main reason. I'm not really into the whole my player stuff because I just refuse to give them more and more money. But I don't knock the people that do because I do know, because I know it's addictive. It's fun. It is super fun to go in there with your friends and run the court because I've done it before, and I also spent a lot of money doing it. And I was like, yeah, they're not about to keep getting me like this. And then I see the people, and then another thing is you kind of get another bird's eye view of it working in a store, and you see the amount of money people spend on this stuff. It's that deal. It's a cash cow, bro. It's their legit cash cow. It probably makes more money than Grand Theft Auto, honestly, when it comes to their microtransaction side.
Oh, it's probably pretty close.
Yeah, it's definitely close. It doesn't sell nowhere near. Yeah. I mean, but then again, I'm wondering the thing. Does 2K, if you take what Grand Theft Auto came out 2011, or was it 2012?
No, it came out 2013, didn't it?
It came out 2013. Oh yeah, that's right. It came out the year the systems came, but it wasn't a next gen version at that moment.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say over 7 years, what sold more, Grand Theft Auto or NBA 2K franchises?
Oh, it'll be close.
That would be close. If you take every 2K over the last 7 years and put it up against Grand Theft Auto by its one title on multiple platforms, the same thing with NBA, that might be real close in sales. Yeah, that might be real close. So yeah, it is a really cool conversation. I just wanted to jump in here for a quick second and give my thoughts on what I thought. Like I said, if you're a person that loves NBA and you buy that $100 version, don't be ashamed of it. Don't be ashamed that you're supporting, the game that you love. That's I'd never ever tell people not to support what they love, because trust me, I play Destiny all the time and people tell me, why you still play that trash? I'm like, I'm sorry you don't like the game. So I can't be a hypocrite in that regard, but I'll just say it one more time. If you are one of those people that's going to buy 2K, just buy the $100 version if you're thinking about getting these new systems. Don't or do what they said. Just wait to a huge sale, because I do believe what B Money said is going to be true. Next gen is definitely going to be $10 more once the dust settles. That's why I think you're not really hearing anything about prices on any of this stuff yet, because I think controllers are going up. The fact that when Sony, what did they say, estimated price of that headset is like $150?
Yeah. Yep.
That 3D audio headset, I like, if you think of their wireless gold right now is $100. That spatial 3D headset is literally the same price as their premium platinum headset that they have right now. So no, these prices about to go through the roof on a bunch of stuff for next gen. The only thing I can hope for is the fact that when it comes to collector's editions and stuff like that, they kind of like the amount of money that they're making with the stuff that they're putting in those boxes really probably won't affect those prices. I think this is just going to be something on the surface level of just entry level for these games is where you're going to see that price at. But
do you think we see more collector's editions, or you think we see less with the pricing?
Oh, we'll see less. We'll see less. You'll see them for the games that matter, like Cyberpunk and Assassin's Creed, games that are used to making them on a consistent basis. But I think those one-offs and stuff like Sekiro and stuff like that, more games like that, they'll disappear. You won't see stuff like that. Final Fantasy VII, the next version of it will have a $300 version of that game too.
Yeah.
Because they know people will buy that.
Right.
And plus, honestly, they really truly don't need it, and be prepared to just pay more money for that game then too. We were thinking $180 for all three. It's going to probably be north of $200 now. with the price of these next gen games. But no, I think you're right on that one. But you got anything else before we get up out of here? Let these people enjoy their holiday weekend.
No, man. Everybody enjoy your weekend, man. Be safe out there. You know, it's still got a social distance, so make sure you're doing that, man. Don't want nobody getting sick. Too much stuff going on around there, man. And stay away from them Karens, man. Them Karens is going crazy out there.
Yo, these Karens, bro. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I was very oblivious to Karens until probably about a week ago, and then I realized that, Lord, there are way too many out here. Like, I knew what one was, but I've never really encountered one. Oh man, the last week I probably encountered 3 in like the span of 2 days.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous out here, man. It's crazy. Def Floyd, yeah, man, that's I like that Sekiro Special Edition. I never got it because I didn't think it was going to be as cool as it looked until I saw it in real life, and I was like, I wish I would have got that. Yeah, so thanks to that. Yeah, man, you guys have a great week. Like B said, just be safe out there. You can have a drink with your neighbor. Just make sure you're wearing a mask 6 feet apart. Go knock on Slow-Mo's door, tell him you love him, all that other stuff. His address and stuff's in the description if you didn't know. All right, we out of here, man. Y'all have a good weekend. If y'all got any other questions, just hit us up on Twitter. B Money, where can the people find you at, man?
Same name, man. B Money 101. Everybody have a good one, man.
Yep, go around PlayStation and get wrecked by him on 2K.
Oh yeah, everybody pull up, man. I need some new challenges out here.
You over there, man. You got it on both systems too, don't you?
I got it everywhere you can play it, man. Just copped it on Steam. It's on sale, and the Steam summer sale $10. So if y'all want to get bust on PC, man, come holler at your boy.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this, man. I'm gonna have to do this. All right, guys. You guys have a great week, and we will see you guys next week on the Brap Show. Thanks for stopping through, B Money, and we out of here.